Hello and welcome one and all. My name's Dana. That is my dog Gunner, and this is my cat, and welcome to my channel. Today I will be telling you the special tale of my special needs cat. He has no tail, and we got him the same day that we rescued my dog. So I'll just tell you what we had to go through with this special man. Oh my goodness, some of it is going to be gross because he went through a lot. So this cat is my brother's. My brother's younger than me, he's still in high school, but he got a cat, I got a dog. He's more of a cat person. I love dogs because they just have more energy. They match me on the inside. But this guy, he's a very special man and very friendly, and I love him as well. And he also gets along very well with Gunner. But anyway, so when we first got the cat, he didn't poop, like, at all. This cat, before we got him, and also the Humane Society, I don't think knew about this, but the vets think was hit by a car before he was in the Humane Society, because they did x-rays on him, and he basically, like, his pelvis, you could tell, was broken, but did not grow back in the right spot. So due to that fact, he has trouble pooping and digesting and all that, important stuff. So he also didn't eat a whole lot either when we first got him. And at first we fed him just normal dry food, which he likes better than the wet food. And then the vet said, feed him wet food, see how it goes. And we fed him wet food, and all he would do is lick, like, the whatever juices. He would never eat it. And then after a while, we ended up having to take him to the vet, like, once a week so they could flush out his system. And then he'd have diarrhea for the next maybe 2 days, all over the house. Which, yeah, it was a lot, and I'm just glad that the cat was never allowed in my room, because my room was one of the only rooms that did not smell like cat poop. But yeah, so he went through a lot. He does not like the vet, and also, like, after that, he would just go hide and just sleep for, like, the next day, and he just, it was a lot for him. He went through a lot. But anyway, so the vet and we, like, us as a family and the vet, continued to try to figure out what we could do for him and how to help. And for a while, things were going well. We found good food that he seemed to be doing well with, and, he was able to poop and able to eat it. It's a dry food. I forget what it's called, but it's prescription, and he was doing well on just that for a while. I'd say probably almost a year. He did pretty well and had no problems after that. And then he started getting into things he wasn't supposed to get into. Like, we don't let him go downstairs, but he'd start sneaking downstairs and eating, like, the Easter grass, or he'd chew on things he wasn't supposed to chew on, and then we didn't even know he would. I'm sorry, I'm snitching on you, I'm telling on you, I'm so sorry. He's embarrassed. But yeah, he'd eat things we didn't know he was eating, and then he stopped pooping again, and we'd take him to the vet, and they'd have to flush him out, and sure enough, he'd have his stomach full of just things he wasn't supposed to eat, but ate anyway. And he started eating all my mom's plants, and he couldn't digest them, so the vet suggested we get him pet oats, so he could chew on those, which are safe for him. But this guy ate them so viciously that he ate the seeds, and they started growing inside of his stomach. I know, it was a lot. But yeah, so he went through a lot, and Then after that, for a while, once we were able to get him to stop eating things he wasn't supposed to, he went back to normal. He didn't have to have any other medicine and stuff. And then at the beginning of this year, he started to go back to the way he was before, like, we started doing any of the prescription food and stuff. And this time there was really no reason for it, so we ended up taking him into the vet once a week again, and I'd actually have to bring him home sometimes after I was done with school, because my school, it was like my house would be here, and then the vet would be here, and then my school's over there, so it just made sense for me to drive home, pick up the cat, and then go all the way home. But yeah, so he went through a lot, and then the vet finally figured out a nice solution where it's not so much medicine where he's diarrheaing constantly, but it's enough where he can poop. But yeah, so now we have to feed him a little bit of wet food, and we put Miralax and I forget what else, a little bit of something else medicine in there. And if you give him too much of the medicine, he'll drool, and that's really the only side effect. So it's funny sometimes, oh thank you. Sometimes he will just drool if my dad gives him the medicine, because my dad, he tries his best but will sometimes go overboard. But yeah, if he has too much of the medicine, the only thing that's gonna happen is that it'll just help him poop more, and he'll drool. There's no really bad side effect to it. But yeah, so some days he'll have drool strings coming off, so it's just my cat and my dog both drool. But yeah, and then so he has that medicine and Miralax, and that's put into a little bit of wet food that he actually will eat, surprisingly, because normally he doesn't like it. And then he also still gets his prescription food. And that is what keeps him going throughout the day. And we have to make sure he has food constantly, because if he eats too much too fast, then he will puke. And that's one thing. This cat has like the worst digestive system ever. So him puking is a lot more common than most cats, but that's just really a thing that happens, and it's just because his being hit by a car. But yeah, so what do you want? But yeah. There we go. He wants to play. But yeah. But yeah, so my cat, he's a special guy, and even though he went through all this, and he's like 6 years old, this guy is so playful. At nighttime, you see that tunnel back there? He loves the new floor that we got, and he'll run through the tunnel and slide across the room. Like, he'll run in it and then just use it, and he'll slide around it. And he just loves the tunnel so much now. What? What? Huh? But yeah, so this guy, he's a crazy man. But yeah, him and Gunner get along very well. And he's a really good cat. I just am more of a dog person because cats are just so unpredictable. Like, look at this. I was petting him and now he decides, no, I want to bite you. I don't trust him. But he's a good guy. He has a good heart. Yeah, he has a good heart. But yeah. I'm trying to think. But yeah, so that's pretty much what we went through having him, like, go through all of that. But other than that, we've had really no problems. One thing that we have found out is he is terrified of the outside. He does not like it at all. And especially cars. He does not like the sound of cars going past. If he's outside and a car goes past, he will get very scared. And I'm, like, we all are assuming that's because of the trauma of literally, like, getting run over by one. I'm sure hearing a car would, you know, be a little scary after being hit by one and losing, like, your tail, you know? That's a lot. And also he has this chip in his ear, too. But yeah, so that's my cat. Yeah, so kitty kitty. There, he's a pretty man. He has big, beautiful green eyes and a nice chocolatey undercoat. And yeah, I'm not, when I see cats with tails, I get really confused because I'm used to having a cat with no tail now. And that's pretty much it. But yeah, so adopting a special needs cat, is a really cool thing, and I know he's not as special needs as some cats are, but even that, like, it's still, like, some people might find it a hassle to have to give him medication every single day, like, that's like, too much work. But honestly, like, honestly, it's not bad at all, and he's a really special soul. That's one thing with rescue animals. They are just special, special little creatures. But yeah, so that's me introducing my special needs cat. Oh, he's itchy now. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video and you leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next one. Bye!